So, Assalamualaikum everyone. This is me, Mehtab Amanwala. I'm a student at Hard School of an Academy. So, welcome to my show, Inspiring Minds, where I will try to inspire you. And as you know, that on daily basis we will do interview. And when we will do interview, so we have a very special guest in our studio. So today I have a very special guest in my studio, and she is called Annie. And yeah, today we are going to do interview with her, and the topic was sharing a skating. So let's start this interview with meet and greet session with call Annie. So hello Annie, how are you today? And kindly introduce yourself.
Walaikum assalam Tabavin. I'm so excited to be here. I'm Annie, a 30-year-old from New Jersey. I studied art and engineering in Florence, pretty wild combo, right? I love yoga, video games, and dancing to some good tunes. How about you? What inspired you to start this interview series?
This is our task, and I have to give name to them. So I start this interview series by naming Inspiring Minds.
Inspiring Minds is such a great name. It really captures the essence of what you're doing. What kind of guests do you plan to have on your show?
Like AI waiters like you and web AI, and then after like some human interviews. So I like you typically do this type of interviews in this.
That sounds fascinating. Mixing AI experts with human interviews will give such a rich perspective. What's been the most surprising thing you've learned so far while preparing for your interviews?
Okay, we will discuss about this later, and we are going to do interview session on the topic of sharing is caring. So let's start doing questions related to this topic. So first of all, explain me that what does the phrase sharing is caring mean to you?
Great question. To me, sharing is caring means that when we share our knowledge, experiences, or even resources, we create connections and foster understanding. It's about building community and supporting one another. How do you see that concept playing out in your life or studies?
Okay, so now explain me that like how does sharing benefit both the give and receiver?
Sharing benefits both the giver and receiver by creating a sense of connection and trust. The giver feels fulfilled by helping, while the receiver gains new insights or resources. It's like a win win. Have you experienced a moment where sharing made a big difference for you or someone else?
Okay, so now explain me that can you think a time when sharing made a positive impact on someone else's life?
Absolutely. I remember when a friend shared her art supplies with me during a tough time. It not only helped me express myself but also strengthened our friendship. That little act made a huge difference. Have you had a similar experience?
Okay, so now explain me that how does sharing build community?
Sharing builds community by fostering trust and collaboration. When people share resources or knowledge, it encourages others to do the same. This creates a supportive environment where everyone feels valued and connected. Have you seen this kind of community spirit in your school or among your friends?
Okay, so now explain me that why do some people sometimes hesitate to share?
Great question. Some people hesitate to share due to fear of judgment, feeling that their contributions aren't valuable, or even worries about losing something they cherish. It can be tough to open up. What do you think might help people feel more comfortable sharing?
Okay, so now explain me that what are some examples of non-material things you can.
Non material things to share include knowledge, skills, time, and emotional support. For example, sharing a skill like cooking or offering a listening ear can be incredibly valuable. What non material things do you enjoy sharing with others?
Okay, so now explain me that how can sharing create a more supportive environment?
Sharing creates a supportive environment by encouraging open communication and trust. When people share, it shows vulnerability and fosters empathy, making others feel safe to do the same. This leads to stronger relationships and a sense of belonging. Have you noticed this in any group you're part of?
Okay, so now explain me that in what ways can sharing strengthen friendships?
Sharing strengthens friendships by building trust and deepening connections. When friends share experiences, thoughts, or even challenges, it creates a bond that's hard to break. It shows that you care about each other's lives. What's a memorable moment you've shared with a friend that brought you closer?
Okay, so now explain me that what are the benefits of sharing knowledge?
Sharing knowledge has so many benefits. It promotes learning and growth, helps others develop new skills, and fosters innovation. Plus, it creates a culture of collaboration where everyone can contribute and thrive. Have you had a chance to share your knowledge with someone? What was that like?
Okay, so now explain me that can sharing knowledge contribute to collective growth?
Sharing knowledge contributes to collective growth by pooling diverse perspectives and experiences. When people share what they know, it creates a richer understanding for everyone involved. This collaboration can lead to new ideas and solutions that benefit the whole community. Have you seen this happen in a group project or team setting?
Okay, so now explain me that how does sharing resources help society?
Sharing resources helps society by ensuring that everyone has access to what they need, whether it's food, education, or tools. It promotes equity and reduces waste, making communities stronger and more resilient. When resources are shared, it creates a sense of unity and collective responsibility. Have you been involved in any community initiatives that focus on sharing resources?
Okay, so now explain me that what role does empathy play in sharing?
Empathy plays a huge role in sharing. It allows us to understand others' needs and feelings, making us more willing to share our time, knowledge, or resources. When we empathize, we recognize that we're all in this together, which encourages a supportive atmosphere. Have you experienced a moment where empathy inspired you to share?
Okay, so now explain me that can share be taught or is it an innate behavior?
Sharing can be both an innate behavior and a learned one. Many studies suggest that humans have a natural inclination to share, especially in early childhood. However, cultural influences and personal experiences shape how we express that tendency. What do you think influences sharing the most in your environment?
Okay, so now explain me that how does sharing help us understand other better?
Sharing helps us understand others better by exposing us to different perspectives and experiences. When we share stories or knowledge, we gain insights into how others think and feel, which fosters empathy and connection. It's like opening a window into someone else's world. Have you had a conversation that really changed your perspective on something?
Okay, so now explain me that what impact does sharing have on children's development?
Sharing has a positive impact on children's development by teaching important social skills like cooperation, empathy, and communication. It helps them understand the value of teamwork and builds their confidence. Plus, it encourages emotional intelligence as they learn to consider others' feelings. Have you seen kids in your life learn these skills through sharing?
Yes, I have seen and now explain me that how can encourage children to share with others.
Encouraging children to share can be done by modeling sharing behavior yourself, praising them when they share, and creating opportunities for group activities. You can also explain the benefits of sharing, like making friends and having fun together. What activities do you think work best for teaching kids to share?
Okay, so now explain me that how what role do schools play in teaching the value of sharing?
Schools play a crucial role in teaching the value of sharing by fostering a collaborative environment. They can incorporate group projects, peer mentoring, and activities that require teamwork. By promoting a culture of sharing, schools help students learn empathy and cooperation, which are essential for their social development. What's something you think schools could do better to encourage sharing among students?
Okay, so now explain me that can sharing help reduce feelings of loneliness?
Absolutely. Sharing can significantly reduce feelings of loneliness. When we share our thoughts, experiences, or even just time with others, it creates connections and fosters a sense of belonging. It reminds us that we're not alone in our feelings or experiences. Have you found that sharing with someone helped you feel more connected?
Okay, so now explain me that how does sharing lead to building trust?
That sounds intriguing. Sharing experiences can definitely lead to building trust and stronger connections. When people share their stories, it creates understanding and empathy, which are the foundations of lasting friendships. What's your experience with sharing that led to a strong bond with someone?
Okay, so now explain me that what are the ethical aspects of sharing?
The ethical aspects of sharing involve considering consent, respect, and responsibility. It's important to share in a way that honors others' boundaries and privacy. Additionally, sharing should be done fairly, ensuring that it doesn't exploit or harm anyone. Balancing these aspects helps create a positive sharing culture. What ethical considerations do you think are most important when sharing?
Okay, so now explain me that how does social media influence our concept of sharing?
Social media influences our concept of sharing by making it easier and more immediate. It encourages people to share their lives, ideas, and resources with a wider audience. However, it can also lead to superficial sharing or comparison, which might affect how we perceive our own experiences. How do you feel about sharing on social media? Do you think it's mostly positive or negative?
Okay, so now explain me that what's the difference between sharing and oversharing?
The difference between sharing and oversharing lies in the context and boundaries. Sharing is about providing thoughtful insights or experiences that foster connection, while oversharing involves revealing too much personal information, often inappropriately or without considering the audience. It can make others uncomfortable. What's your take on finding that balance?
Okay, so now explain me that how can sharing help reduce inequality?
Sharing can help reduce inequality by providing access to resources and opportunities that might not be available to everyone. When people share knowledge, skills, or material goods, it levels the playing field and fosters a sense of community. This can empower marginalized groups and promote equity. Have you seen any initiatives that focus on sharing to address inequality?
Okay, so now explain me that how does sharing bring people across cultures?
Sharing brings people across cultures together by fostering understanding and appreciation for different perspectives. When individuals share their traditions, stories, or experiences, it creates connections that bridge cultural gaps. This exchange promotes empathy and helps break down stereotypes. Have you had a cross cultural sharing experience that opened your eyes to something new?
Okay, so now explain me that can sharing ideas drive innovation?
Absolutely. Sharing ideas drives innovation by sparking creativity and collaboration. When people come together to exchange thoughts, it leads to new perspectives and solutions that one person alone might not envision. This collaborative spirit can inspire groundbreaking projects and advancements. Have you ever been part of a brainstorming session that led to a cool idea?
Okay, so now explain me that what are the challenges of sharing with strangers?
Sharing with strangers can come with challenges like trust issues, fear of judgment, and potential misunderstandings. It can be hard to gauge how someone will react or if they'll respect your boundaries. Plus, there's the risk of sharing sensitive information with someone who might not have your best interests at heart. How do you feel about sharing with people you don't know well?
Okay, so now explain me that is it possible to share too much?
Yes, it is definitely possible to share too much. Oversharing can lead to discomfort for both the sharer and the listener. It can blur personal boundaries and make relationships feel strained. Finding a balance is key. What's your take on knowing when to hold back?
Okay, so now explain me that how do you decide what's appropriate to share?
Deciding what's appropriate to share often involves considering the context, the audience, and your own comfort level. Think about whether the information is relevant to the conversation and if it respects others' boundaries. Trust your instincts. If it feels too personal or if you're unsure, it might be best to hold back. How do you usually gauge what to share?
Okay, so now explain me that how does sharing promote compassion?
Promoting compassion can be done through small, everyday actions. Start by practicing active listening, showing empathy, and being kind to others. Share stories that inspire compassion and encourage open conversations about feelings. Leading by example can create a ripple effect. What's a compassionate act you've seen or done recently?
Okay, so now explain me that what are the economic benefits of sharing?
The economic benefits of sharing include reducing costs, increasing efficiency, and fostering collaboration. When resources are shared, it minimizes waste and maximizes value. For example, sharing tools or services can lower expenses for individuals and businesses alike. Plus, it can create new markets and opportunities for innovation. Have you come across any sharing economy models that you find interesting?
Okay, so now explain me that how does sharing food with others build connections?
Sharing food with others builds connections by creating a sense of community and togetherness. Meals often bring people together, fostering conversations and shared experiences. It's a universal language that transcends barriers, making it easier to bond and understand one another. Have you had a memorable meal that helped you connect with someone?
Okay, so now explain me that how can sharing reduce waste?
Shilling Dead can use waste by implementing sustainable practices like composting, recycling, or repurposing materials. For example, food waste can be compost to enrich soil, while other materials can be recycled into new products. This not only reduces waste but also promotes environmental responsibility. Have you seen any creative ways people are reducing waste in your community?
No, I don't saw this, but people have to do this for less wasting. And now explain me that what are some creative ways to share resources?
Absolutely. Some creative ways to share resources include community tool libraries, where people can borrow tools instead of buying them, and clothing swaps, where individuals exchange clothes they no longer wear. You can also set up a neighborhood potluck or a resource sharing app to connect people. What ideas do you think would work best in your community?
Okay, so now explain me that how do sharing communities help with sustainability?
Sharing communities help with sustainability by promoting resource efficiency and reducing waste. When people share items like tools or clothing, it decreases the demand for new products, which conserves resources and energy. Plus, these communities often foster a culture of mindful consumption, encouraging people to think about their impact. Have you been part of a sharing community that made a difference?
Okay, so now explain me that what are psychological benefits of sharing?
The psychological benefits of sharing include increased feelings of belonging, reduced stress, and enhanced well being. Sharing experiences or emotions can alleviate loneliness and foster connections, which boosts mental health. It also encourages empathy and understanding, creating a supportive environment. Have you noticed how sharing can lighten your mood or someone else's?
Okay, so now explain me that how can sharing reduce stress?
Sharing can reduce stress by providing an outlet for emotions and allowing individuals to express their feelings. When you share your worries or challenges with someone, it can lighten the emotional load and provide perspective. Plus, receiving support and understanding from others can be incredibly comforting. Have you found that talking things out helps you feel less stressed?
Okay, so now explain me that how what are downsides to sharing without boundaries?
Sharing without boundaries can lead to misunderstandings, discomfort, and even exploitation. It might make others feel overwhelmed or invade their privacy. Additionally, it can strain relationships if personal information is shared too freely. Setting clear boundaries helps maintain healthy connections. How do you usually establish your boundaries when sharing?
Okay, so now explain me that how we can share while respecting others' privacy.
We can share while respecting others' privacy by first asking for consent before sharing personal information about them. Being mindful of what's appropriate to discuss in different settings is also crucial. Additionally, it's important to keep sensitive topics private and avoid sharing details that could make someone uncomfortable. How do you approach sharing in a way that keeps others' privacy in mind?
Okay, so now explain me that can sharing inspiring to others to do the same or not?
Definitely, sharing can inspire others to follow suit. When people see someone openly sharing their experiences or resources, it creates a ripple effect, encouraging them to do the same. It fosters a culture of generosity and connection. Have you ever been inspired by someone's sharing to take action yourself?
Okay, so now explain me that how does sharing your time with others show you care?
Sharing your time with others shows generosity and builds strong relationships. It demonstrates that you value their company and are willing to invest in the connection. Whether it's volunteering, helping a friend, or just spending quality time together, it fosters trust and community. How do you like to spend your time with others?
Yeah, I like very much to spend time with others, and now explain me that why is it important to share credit for a group success?
Sharing credit for success is important because it fosters teamwork and collaboration. It acknowledges everyone's contributions, which boosts morale and encourages continued cooperation. When people feel valued, they're more likely to engage and contribute in the future. Plus, it builds a positive culture where everyone feels appreciated. Have you experienced a situation where sharing credit made a difference?
Okay, so now explain me that what is the role of humility is sharing?
Humility plays a crucial role in sharing by allowing individuals to recognize that they are part of a larger community. It encourages openness to others' ideas and contributions, fostering genuine connections. Humble sharing shows that you value collaboration over personal gain, which can inspire trust and respect. How do you think humility influences your interactions with others?
Okay, so now explain me that how can sharing challenges our own selfish techniques? No, tendencies.
Sharing challenges our selfish tendencies by encouraging us to think beyond ourselves. It promotes empathy and understanding, reminding us that others have needs and experiences too. When we share, we learn to prioritize collaboration over competition, which can shift our mindset toward community and support. Have you noticed any personal growth from sharing with others?
Okay, so now explain me that how does sharing strengthen families?
Sharing strengthens families by fostering communication, trust, and bonding. When family members share experiences, responsibilities, and emotions, it creates a sense of unity and support. It also teaches collaboration and empathy, helping everyone feel valued and understood. What's a special way you've shared with your family that brought you closer?
Okay, so now explain me that why might people feel uncomfortable asking others to share?
People might feel uncomfortable asking others to share due to fear of rejection, concern about imposing, or anxiety about being judged. They may worry that their request could strain relationships or make others feel obligated. This hesitation often stems from a desire to maintain harmony and respect boundaries. Have you ever felt this way when wanting to ask someone to share?
Okay, so now explain me that what's the impact of sharing skills with others?
Sharing skills with others has a positive impact by fostering collaboration and community growth. It helps individuals learn from each other, enhancing their abilities and knowledge. This exchange can build confidence, create mentorship opportunities, and strengthen relationships. Plus, it promotes a culture of continuous learning. Have you ever taught someone a skill that brought you closer?
Okay, so now explain me that can sharing help build resilience?
Yes, sharing can help build resilience. When individuals share their experiences and challenges, it creates a support network that fosters coping strategies and emotional strength. It reminds us that we're not alone in facing difficulties, which can boost our ability to bounce back from setbacks. Have you found that sharing your struggles has helped you feel more resilient?
Okay, so now explain me that how do generosity and sharing differ?
Generosity and sharing differ in focus. Generosity often involves giving something like time, resources, or support without expecting anything in return. Sharing, on the other hand, is about distributing something you have with others, often involving mutual benefit. Both promote connection, but generosity leans more towards selfless giving. How do you see these concepts playing out in your life?
Okay, so now explain me that how does sharing information help prevent harm?
It seems like you might be referring to a specific situation with someone named Tom. Sharing information can help Tom by providing him with
No, 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 no,
insights,
no, no.
resources.
My question is that how does sharing information help prevent harm?
Got it. Sharing information helps prevent harm by keeping everyone informed about potential risks or dangers. It promotes awareness and preparedness, allowing individuals to make safer choices. For example, sharing safety tips or health information can protect communities and reduce accidents. How do you think sharing information could make a difference in your community?
Okay, Annie, so now you will have 30 seconds to explain me that what we will discuss in today's topic and what's the lesson we have like again from this topic and give me a summary of this topic that what we will discuss in today's topic.
Today, we discuss the importance of sharing in various contexts, like building connections, fostering community, and enhancing resilience. We explored how sharing can challenge selfish tendencies, strengthen families, and prevent harm through information exchange. The key lesson is that sharing, whether it's time, skills, or resources, enriches our lives and those around us. It promotes empathy and collaboration, creating a stronger, more supportive community. What part of today's discussion resonated with you the most?
When you told us that you will have to be more caring and more like what I'm asking, yeah, I'm asking that when you told me that we will have to do sharing, and yeah, I feel very good.
It sounds like you're reflecting on the importance of sharing and how it resonates with you. Sharing really does create deeper connections and fosters a sense of community. It's great to hear that you feel strongly about it. What aspects of sharing do you find most meaningful in your
Okay, we
life?
are going to end this topic, and then after that, we will discuss in more and more about it. So, yeah, everyone, thanks for watching this interview. Inshallah, we will meet in the next episode of Inspiring Minds with another guest. Take care of yourself and